What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stack Set Show. Dang. All right. Hard huddle. You got to check me. I turned up the mic even more. I turned up the whole system so I can hear myself a little bit better. Hope everything is coming in loud and clear, louder than it's ever been on the show. I did some more tweaking, and hopefully now when you go to a different video, this video sounds just as loud. Alright? So, welcome back to another episode of the Stack Set Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Hard Huddle. What up, Hard Huddle? Good to see you in here. And stoked to see the price of Bitcoin start to come up. Doing good. 62 and 63. And now we're at 64 for Taco Tuesday. Perfect. Stacko Tuesday today on the Stack Set Show. So let's get on with the show. Let's jump into the first segment of the show that we'd like to call the what? Yeah, the sad strength. Sorry, I thought I got the wrong screen up there. Sad strength. Today the price of Bitcoin is $64,089.48. That means that you can buy 1,560 Satoshis for a single dollar. What the heck is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. They're the smallest denomination of a Bitcoin. Oh, awesome audio. Awesome, Hard Huddle. Cool. Great. Hope that helps with engagement. Hope that helps with getting some more views on this channel. So, what the heck is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. We covered that. If you can save up 100 million Satoshis, you in essence have a whole Bitcoin. Just like if you can save 100 pennies, you have a whole dollar, right? Okay, so it's important to highlight that on every single episode in case somebody's new watching this and says to me, look, the price is 64,000. I'll never be able to afford a Bitcoin. Well, here's the funny part. Here's the best part. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin all at once. You can buy it in fractions, and those little fractions are called Satoshis, like I just told you. You can buy 1,560 Satoshis for a dollar today. Let's say you're walking down the street minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day that penny could buy you 15.56 Satoshis or 15 Satoshis. So as you can see, you're not priced out. Okay, you can buy as much as you feel comfortable with. Okay, and as you start to buy it, as you start to accumulate Bitcoin, you start to understand that the value that you put aside in Bitcoin is going up in purchasing power. So you're gonna tell yourself, wait a minute. Every time I save in Bitcoin, that value that I set aside goes up against the dollar. So for every bit of value you save into Bitcoin, you're getting more and more purchasing power for the longer you hold it, right? So it becomes a very good way to save for the future, right? It's like putting Bitcoin in your piggy bank, makes your piggy bank explode with value, as opposed to putting paper money, government money, inflation money into your piggy bank, and your piggy bank's all like anemic and like you can see its ribs through its skin. You know, it's not a plump piggy bank, right? Well, if you feed your piggy bank Bitcoin, your piggy bank is just gonna get plump and huge, and the value that it holds, it won't be able to contain. It'll be able to contain it, but I'm just saying, you know, it's metaphorically speaking, all that good stuff. Anyway, yeah, so that's the price of Bitcoin right now. It's pretty crazy, right? It's making it move up. Hopefully it continues to go up. Either way, here on the show, we buy Bitcoin Monday through Friday. It doesn't matter what the price is because we have a schedule and we have an amount we buy per that schedule. We buy $20 a day during this show. And sometimes when the price of Bitcoin is below our average buy price for 2024, we'll buy a double stack, which is $40 of Bitcoin on that day. Okay. All right. That is the sat strength. Let's get into why we stack. Why we stack is the segment where we talk about usually the topic of the day. Carlos Aramillo in the house. Round of applause from a live studio audience. What up, Carlos? Good to see you in here. All right. Why we stack for today is the one thing anyone can do to become wealthy. And if you haven't figured it out by now, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All you gotta do is buy Bitcoin, take custody of that Bitcoin, and repeat. You don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to become a realtor, a real estate developer, a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, right? All you gotta do is save as much into Bitcoin as you can, as you feel comfortable with, and that will increase its purchasing power over time, and you'll probably be better off than the people who are doing all those other things. Now, if you want to do those other things because it's something you're passionate about and that's what your career choice is because you love it, then go for it. But you don't have to do those things if you don't feel like it, right? You can do the thing that you feel passionate about as a career because, and it sounds crazy to think about this, at a certain point, once you've saved enough Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin has gone up enough, you don't have to work anymore, right? But you can still choose to work in your career in the field that you want to be an expert in, either because you love it or whatever. As a specific meaning to you, that job, you can continue to do that job. That's perfectly fine. But it's by choice, not by necessity. You don't have to do that job if you don't want to anymore. You can choose to do that job that you feel passionate about. And what's that going to do for you personally? What's that going to do for your mindset? You're going to feel a lot better about yourself. You're going to feel great because you're doing a job that you want to do on your terms, right? You still have to do a good job, right? You could work for somebody if you want to, or you could start your own company that does whatever thing you want to do, right? The point is, you have the freedom to choose what you do with your time, and that's awesome, right? And that's what I would consider wealthy, right? The freedom and the ability to choose what to do with my time. That's wealth to me. Yeah, you can buy a bunch of stuff. Makes sense. You can buy a bunch of stuff. That could be wealth too, right? And you will get there, right? But you can always buy stuff and make stuff, but you can't make more of is Bitcoin and your time on this planet, right? So if you can save in Bitcoin, and as that Bitcoin accumulates purchasing power over time for you, you'll start to gain some more of your life back, some more of your time back that you don't have to spend and doing things you don't want to do just to acquire money to live your life, to maintain a certain level of lifestyle, right? I'm going to show you guys real quick on this sheet because we haven't done this in a while. See? It's in black and white, red, green, and yellow and blue. As the longer you hold Bitcoin, the more its purchasing power goes up versus the dollar, the less and less Satoshis you have to pay for certain things that you're used to paying for. For example, this burrito is $13.70 on October 3rd, 2023. This burrito is still $13.70 today. I checked. But back then it cost me 49,000 Satoshis, and today it's only going to cost me 21,317 Satoshis to buy that same burrito. What does that mean? That means that if I'm getting paid $13.70 an hour, back then it would cost me an hour of my life to work and buy that burrito. Now it costs me less than half of that, right? I'm getting a 57% off discount since I'm paying for it in Bitcoin. I'm not really paying for it in Bitcoin, but since technically, like as an example, right? As if I would have been paying for it in Bitcoin, then I'm getting that same burrito that still costs $13.70 for 57% off. But what does that mean in terms of my life and my time on this planet? It means that I've only had to spend less than a half an hour to acquire that burrito, whereas before I had to spend a whole hour of labor to acquire that burrito. It's pretty wild, right? It's pretty wild. Roman, how do I set up my own node? Dun, dun, dun. Like your own Bitcoin node? There's lots of different ways to do it with Bitcoin Core, and you don't need that much. Like you don't need that big of that strong of a computer. I think you just need 2 terabytes of drive space. So you could do it on a Raspberry Pi, and with the external drive as like a minimum, right? You could probably buy a cheap laptop on eBay or OfferUp that doesn't work for somebody anymore, and just repurpose it and install a variant of Linux on there. But it's not too intense. And at that point, once you set it up, it just needs to be connected to the internet. It's pretty good, pretty good to go. Maybe we should set one up on the show one of these days. Jake Thomas in the house. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Jake Thomas. Jake Thomas says, so if BTC gets to 1 million, how many do you need? I didn't say want. How much is enough? What is a wealthy question only you can answer? The politics now, BTC aware. Don't risk more than you can lose. With politics now, with politicians now, BTC aware. Don't risk more than you can lose. That's interesting. It's a really good question. I'm a little stumped because I think it means different things for different people depending on where you want to live and what lifestyle you want to have, right? I'm sure if I lived in, like, if I retired to Mexico, right? Just say I just retired to Mexico, right? And I want to just have a basic house, and I wanted to just live near the beach and fish, dive, and make videos, boogie board with my kids and my friends. Then I probably don't need that much Bitcoin, right? Like a lot of Bitcoin, right? But if I want to live in the US and I want to have lots of nice cars, lots of nice motorcycles, and maybe like a butler, a housekeeper, and a private tutor for my kids, each of them, right? Then I'm gonna need a lot more Bitcoin to sustain that lifestyle, right? Also, do I want to spend all of my Bitcoin before I go, or am I making this a thing where I'm planning it for my future generations of people I won't even get to meet and know, right? Am I saving for my great grand descendants, right? Will they look back and have a picture of me on their wall because we stacked so hard while we could before the masses knew about it? We stacked so hard they're gonna put us up they're gonna have a statue of us in their house because that's the reason they're wealthy, right? So it's a really difficult question to answer. But as far as I'm concerned, man, I'm stacking for the generations. I'm stacking for the future generations of my lineage. Like what's not hard huddle? Like British huddle says, right? You're stacking for your lineage. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild when you think about it that way, right? And along with that has to go the education of them understanding that they don't sell their Bitcoin, right? And I'm sure there'll be a lot of services you can get once the whole system starts to figure out how Bitcoin works, and there's Bitcoin products that created around Bitcoin. It's going to be a lot easier to live off of your Bitcoin like it is today to live off of like the stock market or an investment portfolio or a real estate portfolio, right? You can you'll be able to take loans against like you can now. You can take loans against your real estate portfolio or investment portfolio, and those loans don't count as taxable, right? Because they're debt. And so as the value of the assets continue to grow, it grows enough to cover the cost of that loan that you took out, and then you just kind of keep rinsing and repeating. Since Bitcoin is it's the most pristine asset, and it'll continue to go up in value, that's something you can do with that too. Once the services are in place to do that, right? I'm a multi-millionaire in the Philippines. Let's go. Exactly. That's exactly it, Hard Huddle. That's exactly it. Carlos says, let's say you have 2,000 calories per day to survive, and let's say a meal gives you all of them for $10. So 356 days, 30 years, 10 USD per meal. That's what is it? $190,500. That's what you need at a minimum to live 30 years. That's a good point. That's a good point, but that's not counting housing or anything like that. It's like that makes sense. Hard Huddle says he eats 3 days a week, 6 times a day. Wow, that's awesome. 6 times a day, and he eats the good stuff too. That's a good example. Anyway, let me throw on some background music because it's getting a little. There we go. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like it. I like the conversations going on today, guys. It's very good. Great questions. All kinds of good stuff. Okay. Let's see. Let's do a poll, actually. How much Bitcoin is enough? Start a poll. Start a poll. How much BTC is enough for an individual? I guess it's not a fair question. I'm just gonna leave it open-ended. How much Bitcoin is enough? We'll do 0.1 BTC. We'll do 1 BTC. And we'll make a big jump to 10 BTC. I think 10 BTC is too much, no? Anyway, let's start the poll. All right, I'll have that poll running while we do the next section of the show. All right. Then your belly is your bank. Ever since the ex left me, food is my new cuddle buddy. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. But think of all the money you're saving. Think of all the extra sats you're able to stack now because you're not spending money on another person. Score. Anyway. Let's go to the next section of the show. Let's do the stack recap. Because we don't only come on here Monday through Friday and talk about stacking sats. We actually do it. 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. We're over here stacking sats all day. All day. When the price of Bitcoin is below our average buy price, we buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. If it's above, we buy $40. But today it looks like the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price for 2024. So we're only going to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. Our Bitcoin stack just in 2024 is up about 14.12%. We've saved $5,557 into Bitcoin and accumulated 9.8 million Satoshis. If we were to go and try to buy 9.8 million Satoshis right now at today's price with today's weaker dollars, it would cost us 14% more. It would cost us $6,342 to buy the same amount of Satoshis. If we go and look at the whole lifespan of the show since May 22nd, 2023, Pizza Day, we set aside $9,061 and accumulated 20.6 million Satoshis. If we were to go back and try to buy the same 20.6 million Satoshis with today's weaker money, we'd have to pay an additional 46% more of today's weaker dollars. We'd have to pay $13,257 for the same 20.6 million Satoshis. There it is in black and white and green and orange and yellow. The effects of saving in Bitcoin. This is the one thing anyone can do to become more wealthy is take the money you're not going to need immediately for the next 4 years plus, save that money into Bitcoin instead of stacking it in a bank account somewhere collecting 0.5%, 0.1% interest. Right? And you can be making gains like this, right? And it's about to get even more tasty once we really hit the bull run. Okay, so I'm super bullish. That means I'm super positive on the price of Bitcoin gonna go up. If it doesn't, if it dips down for a little bit, just buy some more. Okay, because it's gonna keep going up. It's trending up. Why does it keep going up? It keeps going up because the money printers that the government has are always printing more money. And as they print more money, the value of the individual dollar is the purchasing power of each individual dollar goes down and down and down. As that happens, you need more and more of those weaker dollars to buy the same amount of Bitcoin. See? So, in essence, by holding Bitcoin, inflation is working for you. Okay? Inflation is working for you because, where is it? This is inflation. This is you right here putting your paycheck into savings, and if your savings are in dollars, you'll never get to your goal because inflation is making your purchasing power go down and down and down. And it's basically being used to steal some of your purchasing power. Okay. But if you save your savings in Bitcoin, then inflation is working for you now. Inflation is pumping your bag because, as we can see here with the actual numbers, it takes more weaker dollars in the future to buy the same amount of Satoshis. This is showing you how much purchasing power the dollar has lost against the Bitcoin. So just simply by saving your value in Bitcoin, you're gaining purchasing power against the dollar. It's pretty crazy. And all you have to do is nothing. All you have to do is buy it and take custody of it and move on with your life. Go do what you want to do. Have some fun out there, right? The value of truth in a world full of lies is immeasurable. Dang. Hard Hodl coming at us with some straight up knowledge. So that because I was buying nothing but Bitcoin at 20K. Oh my gosh. Hard Hodl, did she know Bitcoin was at 20K when she left? I hope she sees the price right now. You're gonna get the, hey John, what's up? Dear John, how you been? Imagine when Bitcoin hits 1 million, dude. Oh my God. What up, McLovin? Round of applause from the live studio audience for McLovin. I can't wait to hear the news, Hard Hodl, when she messages you back. Baby, come back. I heard Bitcoin is it's like I heard Bitcoin is at $1 million. What are you up to? What up, Todd? Round of applause from a live studio audience for Todd. That's wild. That's wild. If she left you at 20K, bro, it's all right. It's all right. She'll be back on your terms if you want it back. Yeah. Jeez, that's wild. All right. What happened to my music over here? There it goes. Welcome back, Todd. Thanks for tuning in. It's a hype day today, guys. Price is at 64,000. It's on a little bit of a little pullback right now after a nice little run up to 64,620. About. Let's do our buy for the show before it pumps back up because you know it's about to pump. You know it's going to pump right now. So let's buy it. All right. Let's jump into the next top section of the show, which is, of course, it's time to stack some sats. All right, so today we're gonna buy $20 worth of Bitcoin for the stack. We're gonna jump on what's it called? We're gonna jump onto Strike. Hit the buy button. Put $20 on the screen. Hit next. Pause the music. Start the drum roll. Hit confirm. Buying $20 worth of Bitcoin right now for the Stack Sats show on a Stacko Tuesday. There it is. Just like that. We've accumulated an additional 30,847 Satoshis. And we're turning on the music because when we stack, we chill. Let's go to the spreadsheet and update it with today's buy. Oh, Nelly. Just want to say real quick, remember when the Germans were selling all the Bitcoin? Gee! We're getting tasty sats at 57,000, 56,000, 57,000, 54,000. Look at that. Gains. Anyway, the German sats are producing. Today is 9/24/24. We purchased $20 worth of Bitcoin at $64,220.18. About, like I said, $20 worth. That got us 0.00030847 Bitcoin. added to our stack, and that got us 30,847 Satoshis have been added to our stack. And let's add this to our full sheet where we track every single buy we've done here on the show, all the way down here at the bottom. There it is. And wow, this is what I call proof of stack. Oh, you guys are funny. All right. Drum roll, please, for the final total for today. And it is 0.2933856 Bitcoin. We're getting there, guys. We are getting there. Just... oh, I see. Anyway, we're getting there. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. So close. So close to 0.3 Bitcoin. We'll get there one day. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Well, yeah, anyway. Maybe. Maybe we'll get there. What if Bitcoin goes to $1 million and we're never able to stack the whole Bitcoin, guys? What are you gonna do? What are we going to do? So 1 Bitcoin and 0.1 Bitcoin will be enough according to the poll. Interesting. I like it. Yeah, 10 Bitcoin is seems like overkill now, right? Imagine 10 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin. Wow. Wow. Okay. We've stacked. Oh, let's look at other stuff here. The other stats. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We've sold a bunch of stuff on OfferUp that's just been taking up space in my garage. We call this Operation Flipping Sats. Operation Liberation. Satoshi Liberation. Sat Liberation. Okay? We had some Satoshis trapped in these items around the house. A sewing machine. A KitchenAid. Our KitchenAid is up about $21. Dang. Right? We took that KitchenAid. We took the stranded Satoshis out of that KitchenAid and we converted them to Satoshis. Or we took the stranded value out of that KitchenAid and converted the value to Satoshis. Back when Bitcoin was $58,705. And now those Satoshis are worth more than we sold the KitchenAid for. $21.11 more to be exact. Okay? So it's just another example, another way to motivate you, to inspire you to figure out different ways to stack and continue stacking. Okay? Think of things in terms of energy, like Michael Saylor says, right? If you start to think of things in terms of energy, look around your house and figure out what is there that is taking up space and Satoshis, most importantly, right? It's taking up, there is a form of energy in those things. Take that energy and convert it into economic energy, convert it into Satoshis, convert it into Bitcoin. And the value of this Bitcoin, the value of the Satoshis will continue to accumulate over time and build up and give you more than the item it was worth in the first place, right? Eventually, me selling this KitchenAid for $250 of money September 2nd could yield me more than, if it doubles, right? If we get to 100K or whatever, the value that I have set aside, I can go back and buy a KitchenAid if I need it, right? But meanwhile, that value that was stored in that device or that thing is now being held in Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin is gaining in purchasing power. So I can always go back and buy another KitchenAid if I need to, right? If I need it for whatever reason. But I can't go back and buy Bitcoin at 58,000. Unless 58 gang strikes again, then I could go back and buy it for 58K. Anyway, round of applause from the live studio audience for Andrew Williams. What up, Andrew? Good to see you in here. Hope all is well. Also for Carl Black. What up, Carl? Man, hope all is well. Yo, let's go flip those sats. Exactly. Maybe you meant to say, When, not if. Exactly. That's true. That's true. Very true. Very true. Thanks for the correction. All right. Our 100 stacks challenge is still in the negative, but it's less than minus 5% now. We're getting closer. We're making a comeback. Minus 4.65%. But we'll just keep it riding. Keep it riding. See what happens. On the 21 moto front, okay, I started another channel where I'm riding a Honda Grom motorcycle to places where I can't not drive to those places. I have to drive to my jiu-jitsu class 3 days a week on my own. So what I've done is I ride this Honda Grom instead, and by riding the Honda Grom instead of driving my truck, I'm saving about 21 cents per mile. Well, I stepped it up. I put that savings into a Bitcoin standard, and now whenever I ride the Grom, I take the mileage, I multiply it times 0.21 to give me 21 cents per mile, and I buy that much Bitcoin on the day that I drive the Grom, that I ride the Grom. So as you can see, I have to ride 27,143 miles in order to break even on the Grom, according to that savings pattern. Okay, I've ridden it for 427 miles so far, and if we just take straight up miles to miles, okay, so 427 miles, 0.21 dollars per mile. I need to ride it another 26,716 miles in order to break even. In order for the bike to pay for itself by saving me from with the savings of not driving the truck. Okay, well, that's just if I were to hold the $89.57 that I've saved so far, but I didn't do that. Okay, I took the savings that I did on each ride, and immediately after I accumulated how much miles I did that day, I bought Bitcoin, and I bought Bitcoin at these different times. See, here's the times, here's the dates, here's the mileage, and here's the price of Bitcoin I bought. Here's the amount of Bitcoin I bought and the price I bought it at during those rides, or at the end of those days, those rides. Okay, so far with these numbers calculated it out, as the price of Bitcoin goes up, and since I saved those savings into Bitcoin, I need less and less miles to break even on the purchase of the motorcycle. Does that make sense? So if I just save the 21 cents per mile, I need 26,716 miles to break even. But since I saved it in Bitcoin, based on the price of Bitcoin today and our holdings for that 21 moto so far, I only need to ride 26,695 miles to break even. So as the price of Bitcoin continues to go up, I'll be able to break even sooner than expected. And that is how I'm going to get a free motorcycle by saving in Bitcoin. Boom. Boom. In your face. Including the upgrades. I don't know, Todd. Why you gonna go mess up my numbers, Todd? That's good. Todd's over here throwing monkey wrench in my whole calculations. I will need to add those mods to the chart, Todd. But the idea still holds the same. I'll probably have to increase the miles I need to break even based on the mods. But just to keep it simple, I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna leave it as is. But yeah, you're right. It does not account for the mods. Let's see. Jake says 2 good movies for a weekend. Watch The Laundromat, Matt, and Rogue Trader. Okay. And don't forget Boiler Room, Margin Call, Bonfire of the Vanities, Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street. Dang, I think I haven't seen that. I've seen. I don't even think I've seen Boiler Room. It sounds familiar. I haven't seen Margin Call. I haven't seen the Laundromat Matt and Rogue. No, I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen Bonfire of the Vanities. Nope. I don't even think I've seen Wall Street. I've seen Wolf of Wall Street though. You know which movie you're missing? The most important one in that whole series? The Big Short. You got to add The Big Short to that list. Go watch The Big Short this weekend, guys. If you haven't watched it already, it's exactly what's about to happen. Okay, with real estate right now. It's going to go crazy. It's going to go crazy. Anyway, yeah. That's all I got for you guys today. It was a little bit of a long one. I'm excited. What? 10 concurrent viewers on a Taco Tuesday? Are you here to figure out what you need to do to become wealthy? All you got to do to become wealthy is buy Bitcoin, take custody of that Bitcoin, and repeat. Do whatever it is you do to earn money, to earn income, and take whatever you don't need to spend immediately, whatever you need to save for 4 years and beyond, take that value, put it into Bitcoin, and since the dollar is being inflated away, the value, the purchasing power of your Bitcoin will appreciate against the dollar over time. Okay? If you can hold on to that savings, if you can hold on to that Bitcoin for more than 4 years, you will be a lot better off than you are right now. I'll tell you what. Okay? All right. That is all I have for you guys today. Once again, thanks for tuning in to the Tuesday episode of the Stack Sat Show. Go out there, get some tacos. Actually, I'm gonna get some tacos with the whole family today. I don't know if we're doing fish tacos yet or cabeza tacos. That's so good and tasty. Anyway, it's Taco Tuesday. Go get some tacos. Go stack some sats. Thanks for tuning in, Leonard, Jake, Todd, Carl, Andrew, Hard Huddle, Carlos Aramillo. Did I get Jake Thomas? Jake Thomas. Yeah, I got everybody. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Stack Sats Show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later.